This weekend, we get to see one of the biggest rivalries in college football. I'm Christine Williamson. This is the Big 12 Digital Network, and that's right, Saturday, the Red River Rivalry. Now, when I say that, you probably think about a couple of things: food, the fair, fun, football, of course. And when you think about the gridiron, Oklahoma versus Texas, I think about a couple of matchups that I wish I could have seen, like the Boz versus VY. Now, this is not a hypothetical. Vince Young actually did go head-to-head with Brian Bosworth this week in hopes to show us what we can expect on Saturday. The tradition of the Red River Rivalry, showdown, shootout, however you want to say it, at the State Fair of Texas can't be denied. Since 1900, it's a big matchup that's featured some big names, and no matter how you swing it, it's a big deal.
I think this rivalry, among all the rivalries they have in college football, is the most emotional rivalry. There's a lot of hatred on both sides.
Two great football teams, two great coaches, so it's just a lot of good history.
All of my games that I played, and I'm one of the few that played through Oklahoma's tenure that never lost to Texas. So, but we did tie, and I'm still a little jaded by that one.
Still jaded, he says, and Young only saw one victory in his time in Burnt Orange, so the two legends step back on the fairgrounds to compete against one another in hopes to settle their score in whatever way possible. And by whatever way, I literally mean whatever. I mean, it's the fairgrounds, so there's rubber duckies, these balloons, water guns, and pigs dressed up in Sooner and Longhorn gear that will race to determine who will come out on top.
Well, the biggest thing is I wanted my little PIG. I wanted him to, when he gets it around the corner, I wanted him to take off. I wanted him to stay focused during the first 20 yards, and then when he gets around that corner, I want him to open it up.
I think you can see the intensity of what's going on. There's a lot of gamesmanship that's going on. Coming right out of the gate, the guy slipped, stumbled, but he didn't fall, and he kept his balance, comes around, and then he gets bumped. Typical U Texas weekend.
Okay, Boz, I'm not sure you can say that pigs racing is typical. Regardless of whose pig won the race, the two football teams do have an actual game to play on Saturday.
I don't think point scoring is going to be the problem. I think more than anything, the electricity bill that they might have on that scoreboard, and some of those bulbs might not work, so they need to check all those bulbs. This could be one of those shootouts where it could be the last team that has possession at the end of the fourth quarter will end up being driving for either the win or a loss. Could be a tie. That's happened before.
I know both teams are right now preparing themselves to get ready to win on the defensive side of the game, because both offenses are doing okay. But I think what's going to win this game, whoever get the most stops, that's what I think going to win. So hopefully Texas does, and we come out with a victory.
Pride is what ends up becoming the biggest factor in the winning outcome of it. So I'm looking forward to a very competitive match, and I think both teams are very evenly matched this year, so it should be a fantastic shootout.
Well, hopefully that electricity bill isn't a problem, as Boz predicted, for those guys over at the Cotton Bowl. And you can see more of Vince Young versus Brian Bosworth on FS1. The game will be aired on FS1 at 11 a.m. on Saturday as well. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm Christine Williamson.